Hi, good morning, Evan. My name is Mihiraa. Let's start the warm-up session. Describe your typical working day.
My day starts with prayer. After completing my daily routines, I reach my workstation by 7:30. Before taking the handover, I complete my inventories and update the crash cart medication and dressing trolley. After receiving the handover, I interact with my patients to identify their health needs. Based on my assessment plan, a nursing care plan, and provide quality care for my patients. Afterward, I assist the physician in his work and carry out necessary clinical orders. Meanwhile, I find some time to interact with my colleagues and maintain a good rapport with them. My duty ends by 3:30 after I give a handover to the next scheduled staff members.
Which is your favorite destination? Why?
My dream destination is Australia. The first and foremost thing is that Australia has a world-class healthcare system, and I can be a part of it. Secondly, the country has a better standard of living and economic and political stability. Besides, here, nurses are paid well and respected too. In addition, I have many friends and relatives over there, so they can help me during my initial days.
Why did you choose OT?
It is my long-term ambition to work as a registered nurse in any English-speaking country, such as the UK, Ireland, and so on. To meet the requirements to register as a nursing professional there, I need to prove my English language proficiency. Hence, I chose OET to fulfill my dream. Moreover, OET is tailored according to the needs of nursing professionals. Therefore, I believe I could perform well in this test.
What are the current trends in your profession?
Nursing is a dynamic profession, and changes happen daily. Nowadays, technology plays a vital role in my profession. For instance, paper records that we used in the past have been updated to electronic records. Besides, at present, we are following evidence-based practice, which means there is a scientific rationale for every procedure. Moreover, in the present day, a nurse can function as a nurse practitioner, which is equivalent to the position of a physician.
Are you comfortable working with other doctors and nurses?
I find I work well under a variety of conditions and circumstances, and I take pride in my flexibility. I enjoy working in a team because I often find that different viewpoints can help me find solutions to a problem I might not think of on my own. I also enjoy self-motivating and am equally comfortable working alone.
Your preparation time is over. You can now start your role play.
Hello, Mihiraa. It is wonderful to see you again. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me here in the medical room today. Let me confirm the purpose of our meeting, which is to discuss your recent observations regarding Henson's speech and class participation.
Hello, Evan. Thank you for inviting me. I am quite worried about Henson lately. He is such a sweet boy, but his speech delay is becoming more noticeable during lessons. He rarely raises his hand, and when I try to engage him, he struggles to find the words, which really impacts his overall participation in class activities. I feel terrible seeing him hold back.
I can hear how much you care about Henson, Mihiraa, and it is completely natural to feel concerned when a child is struggling to participate fully in class. To help us move forward, I would like to introduce the immediate next steps we need to take to address this situation systematically. Our plan involves two main components, which are to initiate a formal period of speech monitoring right away and to begin preparing the school's Special Educational Needs Coordinator, or SENCO, referral form. What are your initial thoughts on starting this process for him?
I think that sounds like a very sensible plan, and I am fully on board with getting the SENCO involved. However, I have never done formal speech monitoring before. How exactly should I go about doing this in a busy classroom, and what should I be looking out for?
It is completely understandable to feel a bit uncertain about managing this alongside your teaching, but please rest assured that I am here to guide you through it. I would like to explain how to use the speech observation checklist that I have prepared for you. Mihiraa, when you utilize this tool, you will need to track his daily communication during various lessons. Carefully note down any specific sound errors he makes when attempting to speak, and closely monitor his peer interactions during playtime and group work. It is absolutely crucial that we maintain accurate records throughout this period because precise data directly helps the upcoming clinical assessment and effectively avoids any unnecessary delays in getting him specialist care.
I can certainly manage that during our morning carpet time and free play sessions. I will make sure my notes are as detailed as possible. Once I finish this checklist and we submit the SENCO referral form, what actually happens next? I want to understand what the journey looks like for Henson.
I really appreciate your commitment to keeping such precise records, Mihiraa, as it will make a massive difference for him. To give you a clear roadmap of what lies ahead, I would like to outline the clinical pathway that takes place immediately after the referral is officially submitted. Once the paperwork is processed, Henson will be scheduled for an initial clinic review, which will then lead to a formal speech assessment conducted by a qualified therapist, and if it is deemed required, we will work collaboratively on the development of an individual education plan tailored specifically to his needs. What specific questions or lingering concerns do you have about this upcoming clinical pathway?
That sounds like a very thorough process, which gives me peace of mind. I guess my main worry is whether a speech delay at age 5 is something he can truly overcome, or if it points to an underlying medical issue. Sometimes he seems to struggle with hearing me clearly, too.
It is incredibly perceptive of you to notice his hearing, Mihiraa, and your worries are completely valid for any educator wanting the best for their student. I would love to provide you with some baseline information on speech delays and share some practical classroom strategies to support him right now. Firstly, please be reassured that speech delays are highly treatable with early intervention, and it is quite common that they may be linked to temporary medical conditions like glue ear, which affects hearing. To support him in the meantime, you can easily implement practical classroom strategies such as utilizing clear visual aids, giving simplified instructions, dedicating quiet talking time just for him, and setting up a supportive peer buddy system during group activities. How do you think you could integrate these strategies into your current daily classroom routine?
Those strategies sound very doable, and I can definitely pair him up with a supportive buddy and simplify my directions. One specific thing that worries me, though, is our weekly school assemblies. He completely freezes up, refuses to speak at all, and looks very anxious when it is his turn to participate in front of the larger group.
It can be incredibly distressing to witness a child completely freeze up in large settings like school assemblies, Mihiraa, and I fully understand why this behavior is worrying you as his teacher. Please let me reassure you that Henson's reluctance to speak in front of a big crowd is actually a very common developmental phase, especially for children navigating speech delays, and it typically resolves naturally as his overall confidence grows. Rather than forcing participation in intimidating environments, we can gently build his self-assurance through simple, everyday language support techniques within the classroom. For instance, instead of asking open-ended questions that might overwhelm him, you can offer him limited choices so he feels empowered but not pressured. Additionally, practicing continuous narration during his play activities helps connect words to actions without demanding a direct response, while making an effort to read books together in a quiet, relaxed setting creates a safe space for communication. Over time, these small, consistent interactions will give him the security he needs to find his voice everywhere.
That's reassuring. Your suggestions feel very effective and practical.
To ensure we are completely aligned, Mihiraa, I would like to summarize our entire conversation today. We have confirmed that we are addressing Henson's speech delay and class participation by initiating classroom speech monitoring and preparing a Isianko referral. You will use the checklist to track his daily communication, note specific sound errors, and monitor his peer interactions, keeping accurate records to avoid delays. Following submission, the clinical pathway will involve a clinic review, a formal speech assessment, and a potential individual education plan. We also discussed that his delay is highly treatable and could be linked to glue ear, and you will support him using visual aids, simplified instructions, quiet talking time, and a peer buddy system. Finally, we recognized his assembly reluctance as a normal developmental phase and agreed to use everyday techniques like offering choices, narration during play, and reading together. I will make sure to share this exact summary with Henson's parents so that they are fully informed and we are all working together seamlessly. Thank you so much for your incredible support, Mihiraa.